Good morning, thriving warriors. Alexa, what's the date?
Today is Monday, December 5th.
Great. And Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 6 a.m.
Right, okay. And Alexa, what is the weather forecast? Alexa, what is the weather forecast?
Currently, in Amargosa Valley, it's 39 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today, we can expect mostly sunny weather with a high of 57 degrees and a low of 38 degrees.
Okay, the temperature's going up. Well, once again, good morning. This is Thriving Warrior Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help you get from point A, where you are, to point B, someplace better. And we do that by leaving a series of breadcrumbs that are easy to follow. It's not easy getting from point A to point B. Good morning, Diana. But we leave a series of breadcrumbs. The first breadcrumb is this video, this daily podcast, which most of the breadcrumbs are down below in the description down below. So the first breadcrumb down below, please subscribe and share this with others, is to our online 4-week basic training course, neuroscience-oriented approach to success. The next is the link to the motivational video that I watch in order to prepare for this. That's really the important thing. Breadcrumb is the motivational video. This is just the stem winder video, the thing to get you to do the next thing. This is just 10 minutes of preparation. Next is the TED Talk video that goes along with where we are in the basic training course. So today we are at week 1, day 1. The video is Daniel Amen talking about how your brain can be damaged and how it can be repaired through Brain Smart programs. Something very, very important. For our typical people, we find that there has been some brain damage through drugs, alcohol, traumatic brain injury, disease, or something growing on your brain. The brain is the consistency of soft butter. There are bony ridges inside of your skull, so it's not hard to damage your brain, but the brain can be repaired because of neuroplasticity. Dr. Amen has made a fantastic career of helping people improve their brains. Our takeaway is that our program is a Brain Smart program designed to help you become successful, to help you get from point A to point B. And for us, that's looking at your life on 4 dimensions, or a table with 4 legs. So there's the physical dimension. You have to be in good shape physically. Mentally, you have to be able to learn and cope and deal in the world. Things are changing all the time. You need to become autodidactic, self-learner. Third is emotionally. This is the weakest part of most people. Basically comes down to, if you don't control your emotions, someone else will, and they will probably take you out of the game. Okay, whatever it is you're doing, they'll get you to self-destruct. Beep, a little bit of pressure right there. You don't want to be hard like glass. You want to be tough like leather, where you can take a beating and keep coming back. And the more you do, the more you improve, the better you get. And spiritually, that's the 4th, probably the most important table on this leg, or some people would say it absolutely is. That's okay. You can't get there without it. And for us, that is Christianity, the belief that Jesus is the Messiah. Maybe it's not the belief. Maybe it should be framed as the knowledge that Jesus is the Messiah. So those are our breadcrumbs. Plus, down below, also, we have breadcrumbs to services we provide: housing, clothing, food, hygiene, skills training, and foundational employment and career planning. Also, we have the transcript of Seth Godin's TED Talk. Now we're 5 minutes into it, so that's way too long. But so for today, mental experiment. Imagine walking into a room, a dark room. There's a light switch in the room. You don't know where the light switch is, but you got to find the light switch. You have all these beliefs of where the light switch might be. You're stumbling around in the dark, and some people are giving you, hey, go over here, you're getting closer. And you get to approach the light switch, and some people say, well, it's not a light switch, it's an electrocution switch. It's going to be all bad if you push the switch. Don't do the switch, don't turn it on. If you have the courage to turn on the switch, just everything becomes illuminated. And now here, this last weekend, this weekend and through this week, we are really building our spiritual foundation with Randy Bissell and Dave Schmeck coming out from Texas, from the Texas Prison Ministries or the Prison Ministries of Texas. I can't seem to get the name exactly precise, but it is a huge impact on people's lives that it touches. And so we're here to help them bring that in, for us to help more people coming out of prison, more people who are in prison, and people who are not in prisons, like veterans, are thriving warriors. So that is that. Let's go to Seth Godin. Fortunately, his today is very short. Expertise. In a competition between someone who knows the most and someone who is willing to learn the most, the edge usually goes to the curious and empathic professional, not the one who is simply protecting what's already known. Be a student, be a learner, have an attitude of, I know nothing, I just ask questions. So again, do the mental experiment. Imagine you're walking into a dark room, you have to find a light switch. How do you do that? You can ask for help. You can kind of be methodical. You can go across the wall and say, well, light switches are usually between here and here, and I can just quickly go along the wall looking for a light switch over there. You could convince yourself, no, that would be too obvious. I'm going to look for it the hard way. I'm going to look down low. I'm going to look over here. I'm going to go that. I'm going to map the room. I'm going to get distracted. All you need to do is turn on the light switch. You can't let other beliefs have you. That reminds me, our next breadcrumb, which really is sort of our first, is the way we do this is the breadcrumb of it's simple. The theme of you want to get from point A to point B, it's simple. This breadcrumb, it's simple. And then we have a daily thought. And today's daily thought would be to challenge your limiting beliefs. Simple. Challenge your limiting beliefs. The limiting beliefs we have that we believe to be true are the things that stop us from doing things. Make sure you have your coffee. Make sure you have your pen and your notepad, something to write in. But spend a little bit of time on this mental experiment. You walk into a dark room, a pitch black room, and your instructions are, your goal is just to turn on the light switch, to find and turn on the light switch. So what strategy would you use? Maybe you'd say, well, I'm just going to sit here and wait till my eyes adjust to the dark. Then I can see the light switch, and then I'll just go do it. You might decide to just quickly go around the room looking for the light switch. You might want to have an idea to try to figure out how big is the room. You could clap your hands and get a sense of how large the room is. Because maybe it's not a small room. Maybe it's a really, really big room. And if your first thought is, well, I'm just going to go along the wall, going like this along the wall, what happens if the room is like the size of a basketball court? It could take you several hours just to go around like that, right? What if the room is small, but for some reason you think it's the size of a basketball court? And your idea is, it's hopeless, it's pointless, I can't get there. Okay, 19 seconds left. Last breadcrumb, Navy SEAL Maxim, our version. Yesterday was the only easy day. One way to get from point A to point B is just to do a little bit more today, try a little bit more today, do a little bit more today. And thank you, Diana. So now, and cut.